Hey, you. Yeah, you. This video is for you because I'm a small YouTuber and you still somehow managed to be watching this right now. So this is the perfect example of what this YouTube video is meant for.
I don't do fucking mornings. Heading to work. Fuck.
What's going on, guys? So, this is why you're bored, sad, and lost. What's going on, guys? I wanted to make a video today explaining exactly why you feel bored or lost or sad. Now, this requires a little bit of neuroscience, which I've learned all from Andrew Huberman's podcast. You should check him out. He's an amazing YouTuber and professor at Stanford University. Anyways, dopamine is the hormone which drives motivation. This is important because the more content you consume, the higher spike of dopamine that you get above baseline. The problem with this is the increase in dopamine is followed by a decrease effect afterwards, a dip below baseline. This is important because this is what gives us that feeling or sense of purpose, that our drive or ambition to do things. What has caused this epidemic of sadness and lost people, lost men, lost young women, is our basic human necessities to live are fully achieved now with little effort. Let me explain. Back in the day, I say it as if I lived it. I've never lived it, but back in the day, let's travel back 500 years, however many years, 1,000 years. Men, they were out all day hunting, trying to find food, providing and protecting their loved ones. Women spent all day taking care of the children, making food, taking care of cleaning and all the housely duties that they had to do. They didn't have time to be bored. The reason why you're bored or sad or lost is because you're probably in a situation where you're just comfortable enough. You're making just enough money to be comfortable. You're making just enough money to live in a relatively respectable place. You're making just enough money to eat whatever you want during the week. You're making just enough money to pay all your bills and expenses, right? And your lifestyle that you're living is just comfortable enough to keep you complacent. And the cause of this is an advancement in technology. Things have gotten easier. Our basic needs have gotten easier to acquire. And because of this, we are constantly seeking entertainment and pleasure rather than fighting for essential things that we need to live. I speak from experience because before I started making YouTube videos, before I started doing things, having hobbies and stuff, and I was only consuming content, though most I did was I did my job and then I went to the gym, and then the rest of my time was filled in with Netflix and YouTube videos, watching them, not making them. The second I started doing things, I was no longer bored because there was always something that required me to do, required my focus, my efforts, my attention, my time. The advancement in technology, the ease of access for food and shelter and water in most first world areas has caused a dramatic increase in the quality of life that we have. And this has increased the amount of downtime that we have. And the amount of downtime that we have has increased the amount of pleasure seeking that we are able to do. And then this has increased a spike in our dopamine because we're constantly getting new stimulations that was never possible back when we were hunter-gatherers. A man can go on Instagram and see more hot women in 30 minutes than a guy back 1,000 years ago saw his whole life. A girl can get more attention from a man, from thousands of men, with one post than she could have gotten when there wasn't technology and ease of communication. Constant stimulation and attention has caused the desensitization of humans, which has made us feel lost, bored, like we're not fulfilled, like a void. Well, what can we do about this? Honestly, you have to have self-accountability. You have to understand that you have a problem if you're consuming too much content, if you're pursuing too many activities that are escapists, like if you're seeking too much activity that is thrill-filled, enjoyment-seeking, pleasure-seeking. Because I'm not saying that all of that stuff is bad, but I'm just saying that the accumulation, the overabundance of it nowadays has caused a dramatic increase in boredom and sadness. And effectively, all of your socialization can come from online without even needing to interact with the person. You can go on Instagram, you can go on YouTube, you can comment, you can leave likes, you can do all the things, and it's almost like electronic socialization. And you don't even have to talk to a human being in real life, and you can effectively get that same stimulation as human conversation. But then when you're actually in a situation to actually talk to humans, to actually talk to other people, you don't know what to say or do or what talk about. You don't know how to have eye contact. You don't know how to say things that you want to say in a specific way. You don't know how to relay the information in your brain to that new person, that information that you're accumulating over the constant abundance of content consumption. So you feel stuck, you feel bored, you feel lonely, you feel isolated. People that are to the far extreme of this probably would benefit from a dopamine detox. Just stop consuming Instagram and Twitter and all these social media accounts and relax. Stop watching so much YouTube. Go outside. Talk to family members. If you go to a spot and you see the same person there all the time and you have that nonchalant head nod and you've never actually had a conversation with them, have a conversation with them. You guys are acquainted enough to where you know each other, you make it head nod, you've walked past each other countless times, you've seen each other. So you have some semblance of amicability, some semblance of like, okay, I've seen that person before, it's not just a random whatever. So you get the point. The increase in technology, an increase in consumption, an increase in ease of abundance of entertainment has caused your boredom, your sadness, your loneliness. Despite what you want to believe, your looks allow you to not get a girl or a guy, or you're awkward or you're anxious or whatever the reasoning is. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what you're feeling or what you're thinking, but I know that whenever I'm anxious or worried or anything about anything, the only thing that gets rid of that anxiety is doing the thing that is causing me to feel that way. And that's how you have courage, doing things that you don't want to do, but doing them anyways. This is just a thing that I've been thinking about lately. We've been desensitized. We have been programmed and conditioned to always want more. And if you think about it, it is the best thing for consumerism. I'm not saying capitalism is bad. I'm not saying I believe in that type of thing. You should make your own business and you should, or be able to make your own business. But I'm saying that big corporations and companies, if you are always looking for the next big thing to consume, the next iPhone, the next tablet, the next whatever, right? The next new thrill, you're incentivized to buy that new thing because the old thing is obsolete. There's a new feature, there's a new this, there's a new that. It allows you to be programmed to consume. And the more you consume, the more money they make, and the broker you are, and the more complacent you become. Because at the end of the day, whenever we want something flashy or new, within reason, we always find a way to get it, don't we? This is just what I've noticed. This is what I've observed. Observed English. Let me know if you guys can relate, if you guys share the same sentiment. All right, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.